Good morning, Pulsicans. How are we doing today? Pulsicans and Ethicans unite on this beautiful Friday. This is your show, Open Mic. Come on, let's come on and talk everything crypto, talk everything real estate, talk everything health, whatever you want to do. How do you guys like the design of the glasses today? Try to design it to look like the pulse symbol is flowing through my glasses. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. But what is going on today, guys? Once again, like I said, this is Open Mic Friday. Come on the show. Let's talk about anything you want to talk about. This is my last show in Puerto Rico for a whole month. Holy crap. I am leaving tomorrow to go to Arizona, be out there for a full month for the holidays, go touch some grass. However we say it in crypto, I'm going to do some snow skiing, stuff like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, don't get too sick because my body is acclimated to the tropics out here in Puerto Rico. I haven't felt real cold in a while, so we'll see what happens there. But man, guys, exciting times. If you guys didn't watch the show yesterday, I'd highly recommend go back and watching that show with CZ and RH. I feel like there is going to be some alliances formed there. I feel like there was definitely some communications that transpired between his lawyers and between CZ and maybe CZ lawyers. Who knows? And I think there was an amicus brief done up with in that process. And, once again, not financial advice. We're all just speculating here on each other's money. And I'm speculating on my money, actually, is what I'm doing. And if you guys want to follow along, great. But this is not financial advice. Go talk to a financial advisor. Go buy stocks and bonds, how Sami always says, and see how that works out for you. But this is the DeFi Crypto Alliance show where we're doing our best to bridge the gap between our fellow entrepreneur friends and community members with the crypto space, mainly Pulse Chain, where we're going to use crypto as that wealth creation tool and use real estate as a wealth preservation tool, all while not paying three-letter agencies, deferring those taxes to later down the road so we can grow our wealth into a place that is freed our family tree from the curse and chains of mediocrity, that 9-to-5 curse, that 401k scam, literally getting rid of those shackles and having legacy wealth being the one in our family to change the trajectory of our family tree, our family lineage. That's what this show is all about. And I am super excited to be able to use cryptocurrency, especially Pulse Chain, man. Pulse Chain is the GOAT. I don't care what anyone says, man. I love this freaking ecosystem. I love this blockchain. I love this community. Best community in crypto. And it's a blessing to be able to use this chain and community as the wealth creation tool, man. It is freaking awesome. So you guys make the show. You guys make Pulse Chain. We appreciate everything that you guys do and the faith that you have. You guys who watch my show are not ye of little faith, but there is a lot of ye of little faith out there. And so they need to know that we are pumping. And did you JEET? Well, you can still buy back. You can still buy your bags back because we're closer to the bottom than we are to the top. Nothing wrong if you lost faith and you JEETed your bags at the bottom. Yes, it's going to be more expensive to buy your bag back, but we're still closer to the bottom than we are to the top. So you can still go wrong or right the wrong and buy your bags back. I don't know. Ye of little faith, we are pumping. Did you JEET? I don't know. Let's go check the charts. Let's make sure that we're not scammed. Let's check the secret chart. That is always my favorite. You guys know that. This is where we compare Pulse against Ethereum. Ethereum is what all I care about this cycle because Ethereum is going to do an amazing job of giving us some gains. And there's two wallets that I know of that have over 300,000 Ethereum that likes to come in and participate and buy our stuff. Whether they do or not, who cares? It's the narrative that's strong, that drives the leverage on top of ETH, kind of like the narrative right now of the United States government making the Bitcoin part of the reserve and paying off the national debt. Will it happen? Man, that's a far fetch. But that narrative is driving Bitcoin to the moon. And it will do the same in Pulse Chain. And yeah, great looking chart so far, kind of running sideways. That means ETH might be catching a bid today, which probably is. I hadn't checked ETH. I just pulled up the Pulse chart. I'll check ETH later. But we got Pulse 408155. Not too bad, guys. Man, we're almost a SAC price. In fact, that is basic SAC price. When you factor in bonuses, there are a lot of like dolphins, sharks, whales, maybe even some like high level squids. I don't know. Definitely dolphins that are in profit off SAC from 408155. So I don't know, man. To me, I'm already there, but I always say SAC price is negated. It doesn't matter anymore. But man, we are doing just fine. It's looking beautiful. 4054 on PulseX. Inc at 350. Inc has been struggling this round. I don't know. It has been the stepchild. Probably because it freaking pumped so incredibly hard the last go around that it's taken a step back this time, and it's been letting Hex kind of be the star of the show. Hex being at 2.8 cents. Once again, hanging out like a stable coin. Like to see that thing catch a bid again and send us to the moon. SolidX looking good. Oh, look at this. We got the, that's awesome. Fame and Fiat are catching a bid. All right, let's go. I'd like to see Fame actually pump. It would be nice. I think there will be a time in the cycle for utility and for this type of, projects and tokens to launch or to pump. We just haven't seen it yet, with the whole meme coin craze and everyone's saying this is the meme coin cycle. Could be right, but I still think some of these utility stuff will catch a bid. I could be wrong too. Who knows? Who knows? But we're looking good, guys. I love the way the secret chart is looking. Once again, this is on the weekly. It's the line chart. We keep things simple. It's measured against ETH. This is all we need to know. We don't care about the dollar, not one bit. We don't care about going on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 5-minute chart. No, we don't care about that. We need to take a step back, look at the grand picture, and then we can go touch some grass, right? Go hang out with family, knowing that we're in the right place at the right time with these beautiful assets. Come on, guys. Let's go. What a wonderful Friday it is. Guys, I am going to drop the link in the chat. Probably not everyone here yet. I started a little early today, being that, we have a lot going on here in the family, packing for Arizona. Leaving for a month, you got to figure out what I got to do before I leave, because there's a lot of, there's a lot to that. So we're going to be doing that all day today after the show. Well, after the show, I'm going to have lunch, and then we're worrying about packing and getting everything all ready for the rest of the day. It's going to be fun, though. I am excited to get back off the island and hang out with some family, hang out with some old friends, and that's going to be fun. I'm going to drop the StreamYard link in the chat. Guys, come up, come all. Let's talk anything you want to talk about. Pulse Chain, real estate, right? Business opportunities, health. I love talking about health, although most of you guys don't care about that. I freaking crushed the gym today, man. Boom, I hit it hard. Got it in one last time before leaving Puerto Rico. And then I got to figure out how I'm going to do the gym at home. I'm going to have to sign up for a 1-month subscription. So stupid there in Arizona because my house and that community I live in, we don't have a local gym like we do here in Puerto Rico. But let's visit the chat, guys. Mr. Hartman, what is going on, my friend? Let's go. It's Pump Friday leading into the full moon. Can't remember who said that a couple of days ago. I think full moon might be it could be the turning point. I see it happen time and time and time again, guys. where the moon cycles are the pivotal moments between our local bottoms and tops, right? Not like your market cycle stuff, but like they do kind of control the local bottom and tops, which is really cool. So, Francis, what up? Hello. Well, how is it going today? I am doing absolutely beautiful, man. I am blessed to be here with you guys today. One last time in Puerto Rico before I leave for a whole entire month. It's going to be awesome. Hi, Corey. What memes on Pulse Chain are good to hold? This is Sweet G, man. Well, my favorite meme is Solid X. That's just me. It's not financial advice. It's just what I have in my bag. Right? It's my biggest meme coin is Solid X. And then the second biggest meme coin, man, I think is BBC. I like the BBC token because I can go over there, stake it in the single side pools, have no permanent loss, and earn some passive income. And this, beginning of the year when we saw that little first altcoin season in Pulse Chain, BBC fucking mooned, man, bro. Like it went to the moon. So like I think it could do it again. I could be wrong. To each their own, right? A lot of the 10 game tickers look like they're about to take off right now. I don't have very large positions in those, but I do have that in my portfolio. Just if you look at the charts, they're all like reset and ready to kind of like looks like they're going to moon. Who knows though, man? Like Solid X is my biggest play. That's me. So it's all speculation and fun, man. Remember, keep it lottery size bags, right? Like that's what I do. Right? You have the 90-10 portfolio, and I keep everything in a lottery. If I'm playing the game, the 10%, and even when I make gains over here in this 10%, I bring it back into Pulse Chain, right? Into the cores and store the value there for the market cycle. I love this name. $1 shill. $1 shill. What up, Corey? How you doing, brother? That's a great name. You were here yesterday. Appreciate you for joining in. And we got Mr. Norbert in the house. What is going on, my good friend? Thanks for joining me. I'm a little bit early today. I was wondering if I was going to get any company on the.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. One sec. I just wanted to check the my audio.
Yeah, take your time, man. Take your time. You look like you're driving to the gym. Is that accurate?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes, nice one, nice one. Yeah, because the other one just the battery died on the other one. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym. I just need to have some lunch first, and then go to the gym. I got a new gym. I was in a bit of what's it called? I was a bit torn what to do because my old gym was about 40 pounds, which is like I don't know, like $50 a month.
That's a little expensive.
And you can use ish, but the thing is you can use any of the sites in the UK, including spas, which has like nice like a Turkish spa kind of thing. So I like that, but the problem is time. And as I grow older and older now, time is becoming more precious, like than anything else.
Sure, but that should be one of your top priorities for time.
I know. Rather than trying to save money, like. So then I was looking around. Okay, what other options I have? And I was looking, and I said, yeah, this one is okay, but I don't like it because of that. And that one is like close to me, but it's like they want 150 pounds a month.
Holy
it's like
crap,
nearly $200, man. It's only one. You can only use one.
That's expensive, dude. Dude, we have what's called, I don't know if you have this out there. We have Planet Fitness here, man. And there's just a ton of them. Not so much in Puerto Rico, but like in the mainland. Dude, they're $10 a month.
We have something similar. What's it called? Pure gym, like it's just gym, nothing else. Weights and that's it. Like
the fancy swimming pool, the fancy sauna.
But I like the fancy swimming pool, because I work so much, and my wife works a lot, so and I have a little bit of free time. It's good to enjoy yourself. So then I'm like, okay, I'm doing research, and then I managed to find Virgin Active, which is pricey, but when you enter, there is fresh towel on the side. The stuff is always smiling. everyone has a decent haircut, like these kind of things, like
Or,
facilities are good, everything works. They spend £500,000 refurbishing the gym, the entire
oh,
gym, and it's
yeah.
like a massive floor, So I'm like, I know it's 110 a month, but because thanks to one of my crypto, I can get back, I can earn rewards on that crypto card called Plutus.
What's
So
the
then I'm
crypto
like,
card
okay,
called?
Plutus.
All right. I don't know if I've heard of that one. Does it work like the crypto.com credit card? Where
Yeah,
you're
but it's better. It's better because you can get 4% back on every dollar you spend,
I
and
like that.
also
Right.
if you stack some of the token itself,
Yeah.
then you get extra perks. So then you get like 10 pounds per perk, and it can go up to like 9 of them. So you get another additional, average about 40, 50 pounds a month extra on top of what you're earning just on,
Yeah.
like rewards. So I'm like, it works really well. So why
I
not?
don't have
And
one of
this
those
one,
cards. Yeah. Not yet. I'm waiting for
Pluto, Plutus, yeah, just check it out. I'm not sure if it's gonna work in your country, but in Europe it works pretty well, and they decent, they still around. So
Well, I'm waiting for Coast and see what they launch. They have something like that on the roadmap. Whether it comes out, in the next year or not, I have no idea. They haven't given any updates, but they have teased
uh-huh.
multiple times about having their own credit card slash debit card that operates with Old Glory Bank and all that. And I like everything that Coast is doing. I like it's a direct on ramp to Pulse Chain and it's user friendly. And we'll see what they come up with, man. And if I like what they come up with, I'll apply. If even if it's a credit card, I'll go and get a credit card from them and use that because then yeah, man. I'm closest to home. I'm closest to home.
Then you're supporting your system, what we believe
Yeah,
in. So why not?
that's it, man. And so they yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that Coast. It's interesting. They announced a Balancer V3. So Crypto Ewok, if you can educate me a little bit, isn't Fiat a Balancer fork? Is it not V3? Maybe it's not. Yeah, you can educate me a little bit on that. And then so will they be competing with not Fiat? Is that I'm sorry, Fux, PHUX. Um yeah, what it would be the differences there? I'd be curious, but I'm super excited that they're building and I know why they're doing it. They're building this protocol because they want the stability and support for all the stable coins on Pulse, and they want extra liquidity, more liquidity, so that way, for example, their coin can handle a $500,000 buy or sell without absolutely wrecking the price chart of the stable coin, right? And you want to have enough liquidity in there to make that stable enough to hold the ecosystem, especially as we start growing, man, and we start going through this bull run. It could be a very fun time. He says, I'm not sure what version PHUX is a fork of, but I'll look into it. Yeah, I'm just curious, man. I know they're a balancer. The balancer is like the whole multiple tokens in the liquidity pool. And then you can have different ratios of those tokens. You can have like a 60 of one, 20 of another, 10 of another, and so forth, up to like 8 tokens. And it's really cool, tech. It's innovative. Your impermanent loss gets mitigated. It's not gone. It helps mitigate some of it. And I'm glad that we have it. It's kind of more of a grown-up type liquidity providing protocol. And hey, if Coast wants to come out and come out with even a better version of that, I'm all for it, man. Competition is good, right? This is good. It's good for the ecosystem, and it'd be good for them. So, Norbert, is there code there, bro?
Oh man, is well, let's put it this way. My friend is keep teasing me because my work is involved a lot of outside activity. Yeah, I'm on my feet majority of the time, and I drive side to side. And he's teasing me because I'm not diligent enough with trading. And he's like, "Oh, tell me please, how is the weather in London right now? I'm sure you're enjoying yourself so much." He's keep giving me this, this poking me with a stick, like to push me. But it's good to have friends like that, because they push you
And
to
hold
keep
you
going forward.
accountable.
But yeah, I hold you accountable. You told me that you're gonna do it and you haven't done it. But the problem is with me, man. Many times I just open the chart, I look at it. This morning I looked at the chart. I said to myself, changing the time frame, gold. Recently, I started trading gold more and more, and I'm like, we use the 21-minute time frame. So 21 minute, it tried once, tried twice, and third time it hit a massive resistance. I was like, okay, short, and then it dropped from there like 30 points. And it's just like when I know what is happening, or I see high probability and I'm not doing it, it's just so annoying. And then you go to work and then you're like, yeah, I'm a good employee, and I'm doing the things instead of doing the thing which would push you forward, and take you more forward in life rather than working for someone else.
Yeah, man.
But
I
hey,
mean,
one day,
trading in a
one
way
day.
is like owning your own business. You got to have the discipline and the wherewithal to see it through, though, man. I don't trade; it's not my shtick. But hey, I get it. You can make money doing it, and you can bring that extra money like over to pulse trade. It's almost like how I do with some of the meme coin stuff. I mean, I'll go and buy a meme coin, pump like crazy, and then I'll bring it over. I mean, I've done that with freaking Titan X twice, bro. Like I went over there, bought the bottom. They freaking bought it. I knew the top was in because all the green circles are back on Twitter, shilling the top. And then you see all the YouTubers. I saw OG YouTubers start talking about it. I'm like, oh, that's the top. Boom, sell. And and I brought that money back over to Pulse Chain, right? Like that's kind of a way that it is trading. I'm just not like sitting there using TA to do it. And, I'm more using the sentiment of the community, sentiment of crypto, market cycle to get my feel. And
You're managing your funds rather than trading.
yeah,
That's something a bit like a good gardener, like you're like,
it
oh,
is.
let's move a little bit from here to there. And
It scratches the itch, right? Like I have that. I mean, it's great to build your portfolio in a way where you can just sit on your hands and make some passive income and just let it cook. But man, it gets boring.
yeah, after a while you just keep waiting, and then
Yeah, that's
but when
it,
it
man.
comes to cost and things like that, and also, we talked about this before about liquidity and stuff like that. I think it's good to, when people look at their portfolio, first of all, if you want to support the system, then you are like, okay, so why not put a little bit on 9 inch? Why not put a little bit on Fox, 2 Fox, and to support the system, not your entire bag, because then you might experience impermanent loss, which you don't want to do. But at the same time, like you supporting the guys, and also creating a environment where new participants can show up and then get involved and do the things what they meant to do. Because if you would never not provide liquidity, then what we would do, like we just wait till end of oblivion, to for the price to go up, because then wouldn't be availability on the market to be purchased.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I mean,
So
I
just a
don't
little
provide
bit,
a lot of
not a lot,
liquidity.
but
I do a little bit of it. I
mm,
have one kind of rather large position, I guess, for my taste right now in PulseX Inc. But I'm waiting for the ratio to kind of get back in sync where I think it's going to go. And then once it happens, I'm pulling that liquidity. But I've had that liquidity there for like 8 months, man, maybe 9 months. It's been a while.
mm-hmm.
And man, what's going on, Mitch? How you doing, bro, man? What's the good word out there in AZ? I see the sun is up.
Well, it's nice outside. I'll tell you that much. I'm in a long sleeve. Does that tell you anything?
That means it's a little chilly there in
Hey,
AZ,
bitch.
man.
Hey, Nora, what's going on? So, I just come on to say happy holidays to everybody, Merry Christmas, all that good jazz. I don't know if you'll be streaming next week. I wanted to tell everybody
I'll be
out
doing
there.
a little bit. We'll see.
I'll do a little bit. On top of that, boy, I love that Pete-eye narrative. That pot just keeps getting stirred up, don't it?
Oh, it does.
Woo-wee!
It does. That's why I'm holding my bag still. Like every time I start to think, like, is this a top? Is this a local top? Because like you're seeing all like the indicators as far as like the community and the sentiment in the community. But like I'm like, I think it could go further. It's strong because the narrative is so effing strong. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to keep holding my bags. And so I have not sold myself for, even though we could be approaching a local top. So be careful. Then once again, guys, not financial advice. I'm a dude on the internet. I could be wrong about everything, but I'm kind of getting that sentiment, like I said, just from the community, but I also could be wrong.
What do you think about, I mean, we've been sitting around that 2.6 to 2.8, 2.9, kissing 3 cents. I mean, are we accumulating to shoot up to 5 cents, you think?
It could possibly happen. I mean, I don't know. We're still in the beginning of the altcoin season, right? So like that's why it's also like, no, don't want to bet against that, or do I want to just hold my bags? And basically, when you're holding your bags, you're betting for that. I'm with you, man. I'm betting for it. So I'm holding the bags. I think it could. And it seems like it wants to be pegged, which is weird, to Hex right now. Like Hex is hanging out at 2.8 cents, acting like a stable coin there, like a market maker is controlling something.
Right, 100%.
I don't know. But then PDI is like hanging out right there too. And that's probably because a lot of people are providing a lot of liquidity between the two now, and there's a lot of swapping back and forth in between the two. And so it's kind of the ratio there being it's 1-to-1 now. People are probably supporting it a lot more. I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. If PDI goes up to 5 cents, does that mean Hex goes to 5 cents too? I'm cool with that.
I'm totally down with that.
I'm cool with that, man. In fact, I want Hex to move more than anything because that's my biggest position in my portfolio now. But like, if it takes PDI going up, hey, look, I'm not going to argue against that.
Hex is my biggest position too. But I tell you what, Teddy Bear has been running hard. It's starting to catch up to some of my other stuff, man.
Oh, really?
Oh,
it's not catching up to mine. But my position's small in Teddy Bear. It's worth a few grand now. It would take a lot to catch up to my Hex bags, bro.
Well, it's far from my Hex bag too, man. But I like some of my other stuff, I mean, it's running over some of the other stuff that I had that I thought would run, so, but I mean, I don't know, man. I'm ready for it to start slingshotting is what I'm ready for it to start doing. But that ETH needs to get over 4,000 and stay there a little bit longer, huh?
Oh, I agree. It's going to do it. And guys, we got a special guest in the freaking green room right now. This is going to be a lot of fun. The man, the myth, the legend, freaking Crypto 7.
Yes.
What is?
I can't hear you. I'm going to have to get rid of this.
Oh, man. Come on, man. Let's go. The man of the hour. Man, 7G to the moon. I went in for 7G, and it is going to moon. I'll remove him, let him come back up, see if he can get back. There he is. Are you back up,
yes.
bro? Man, can you hear me?
Can you hear me, guys?
We sure can, dude. What is the good word? It's awesome.
Hey, guys. Good to see you all.
Yeah, you too, man. How are you feeling today, man?
I'm good. I've been in technical meetings all day with this 7G coin, and I thought, I want to jump on with the loudest megaphone in Pulse Chain.
I love 7G, bro. I got my bag, and I know
Summy mic. You see, I got the furry mic like Summy, but smaller.
Oh, you
anyway,
do?
That won't work because then you can't hear me, can you? So that don't work, is it?
You got to get one. Sure mics. These are good right here. They're a little expensive, but they work nice.
I got all the gear, guys. I just haven't got the idea. Right? I've got all the gear here. I just haven't got any idea.
Right, man. So what's going on? Give us some updates on 7G, man. I'm obviously I'm involved, so like I would love to hear any good word on it.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we got scammed. No joke. We're all good. I'm just making sure everything's perfect. I've got a trusted dev, but I press the buttons so that I have control. So if anything goes wrong, it's on me, and I'll have to pay you all back. No, so there's nothing's going to go wrong. And I'm just making sure all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted before we launch. I'm hoping to launch next week. And,
okay.
Yeah,
awesome. You'll be launching while I'm out there.
I'm just making sure I get it right because I haven't launched a coin before, and I don't want to make any mistakes, and everything has to be right.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, we appreciate it, man. All the building. I love all the builders. I love all the influencers. I love their coins. So, man, it's going to be a good time. I'm bullish myself on 7G, so it's going to be I am anticipating the launch. So
yeah, I'm excited for people as well, and I think we've timed it more or less right. I mean, I'd like TLS to push up a little bit more to get into that 3 zeros and a 1.
We're close.
We're close.
We're close, man. We're pumping
do it
today.
together. But I didn't come on to talk about 7G. Hey, shout out to you for getting on with Tommy. That was good, and I liked what you guys were saying.
Appreciate it.
The messaging. Don't sell your core coins that you and Tommy were both saying.
Yep. Absolutely. So many people, you know, they JEET their cores to go into all these freaking lottery tickets. And I gave the story. I remember, Seven, last year, it was around November. I remember there was a big whale JEETing Pulse X at the bottom of the price chart. Like the very bottom. Like he was selling 400,000, 300,000, and he was going into Titan X buying the top. He's buying the top of Titan X. And then right after that, what happened? Richard pumped the shit out of the chain. Like he probably looked at that and goes, "What? You did what? Okay, watch this." Yeah, and so like you gotta be careful with that, man.
No, wise words. And you and Somi were both saying the same thing. Listen, if you've got some extra dollars, by all means, you know, put it into PDI. Because I just think that the Hex on Ethereum narrative is just so damn sexy. I think that the PDI narrative is quite sexy. It's like an 8 out of 10, you know. And, and the Hex on Ethereum, she's the supermodel, you know. She's like, I want to, you know, this is what I'm taking home to mum. I'm taking the Hex on Ethereum narrative home to mum. It's 55, it's 0.55 cents at the moment. It's going to 55 cents. Quattro Finco. Sign us up for that. Richard Hart likes it again. Maybe he loves it. I don't know, but he definitely likes it again.
He tweeted about it, that's for sure, because I don't know, you probably saw that, Seven, when MetaMask said it was like the number 5 top trading coin inside the MetaMask swapping feature. Like what?
Absolutely. And that I think that was, you can't say that was, see, what's happened is I've fallen out with the PDI boys now, because all I said was that the Hex on Ethereum narrative was looking really strong now. And when I talk to investors, they agree with me. You know, don't shoot the messenger. But if I say to an investor, look, this PDI, you could wake up tomorrow and it might do a 20 or 30x overnight, or it could go to 0. But this Hex on Ethereum, you know, there's really only upside potential with it. It's an asymmetric bet, boys and girls. Have we had the megaphone yet? Let's have the megaphone.
Oh, we did. We did. E-Hex to the moon, baby. E-Hex to the moon.
Come on, baby. Sure. Light up the chat, and PDI and PLSX. But I just think that the Hex narrative is so damn sexy now that I'm just going to say it. And there's plenty of streamers that will say that. There's plenty of streamers that will say that the PDI narrative is sexier. Well, fine. So they can say that. We can say what we want, and it's all good. It's all good. The market will decide anyway. But if I say to an investor that they could 100x in 12 months on Hex and Ethereum, they're like, where do I sign? If I say to them, look, this PDI, it might do a 3x next week, or it might go down 40%. They can't do anything with that. You know how it is. You talk to investors all the time, Corey.
Yep, I do, man. And we definitely try to basically educate our community to buy things that are in value. And E-Hex is way more in value if you're comparing that to something to like PDI, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's way more value.
100%, buddy. And I've been having on that. Let me build on that great comment, because I've been having long conversations with Johnny Chaos, and he's saying, listen, I think the I think Hex on Ethereum and Hex on Pulse Chain pegging idea, the parity idea, could really come about. So that means effectively, if Hex on Pulse Chain is going to do a 25x from here, that would mean that Hex on Ethereum would have to do 100x. And I don't think any of us think that Hex on Pulse Chain is only going to do a 25x. So we could be looking at 50x for Hex on Pulse Chain. And for Hex on Ethereum to achieve a parity, obviously, that has to do 4 times that, because the price of Hex on Pulse Chain is 4 times higher than the price of Hex on Ethereum. You get the idea, guys.
Yeah. And the liquidity is so thin over there. Yes. Like everyone's arguing, oh, but BankX, look, they only have 350 million left, I think now. They sold another I can't remember, 40, 50 million, but like it didn't even hurt the chart that much when they sold. And guys, they're going to be out. Yeah, Crypto Ewok, especially when Bank X empties that bag. Like, what's going to be the narrative then?
That was the other thing that was weird, was when I was talking about how sexy I think the Hex on Ethereum narrative is. I think I might have mentioned that a couple of times today. The PDI guys were coming out telling me about Bank X. But the thing about people like Bank X or Bank Z or Bank F is that they become buyers. If the price goes up enough, they don't want to sell anymore. They're like, well, hang on a minute. Or they'll just sell a bit, and then more likely they'll sell a little. And as it goes up, they'll sell a bit more, and they'll get that out their system. They'll pay whatever bills they need to pay, or but people generally don't want to sell. But in any event, they might sell, and it's not actually that much money, is it, guys? It's not actually that much. I mean, I've nearly got as much Hex as they have. I mean, it's not really that much in the grand scheme, I have to tell you.
Yeah, it really isn't, man. I mean, back in the AA days, they were talking about there was that much Hex coming out daily from people, coming in with the adoption amplifier and putting their ETH in. So it was absolutely insane back then. I mean, yeah, once they're out, they're out. And what's your FUD? Yeah. Give me the FUD now, right?
But I think your channel's going to grow a lot in the bull market, and we just need those prices to get to sack price, and then I think the certainty will come in. And I think that the people that have got the energy like you are going to be really well received. And yeah, it's great. And I'll let somebody else do some chatting. It's just nice to be on. Nice to be on your show, man.
We appreciate you having you on, man. You're a freaking legend, dude. Your channel is one of the biggest channels in Pulse Chain. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You have one of the most watched channels. Obviously, Sami's up there, and there's a few other guys, but man, your channel is freaking phenomenal. So
I've not heard of him. Who's this Sami guy? I've not heard of him.
the furry microphone. What's going on? Yeah, there you go.
Frank.
Microphone. Brain Conversations.
Hey,
what's up, brother?
How's it going, everybody?
Blessed, bro.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here among giants.
No, I enjoy it. I listen to you a lot. Both of you. Well, I listen to you both a lot.
Thanks. Yeah, cool. Just excited, everybody. I mean, all the stuff, there's so many, every day we might have pullbacks, but the green candles are more frequent than the red candles. That's just exciting. Yes. It's a fact. And, there's so much opportunity here on Pulse Chain. It's ridiculous. The new coins that are launching, the people that have been building in the bear market that are launching their projects now too. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have 2 coming up. Stu Man's got something coming up on the 5th, right? And, the Tetra is going to launch on the 25th, I think. There's a couple other coins. I mean, it's just like, it's crazy, the opportunity right now.
7G is launching.
7G, yep, exactly. I was going to say that. Yeah. So, I mean, it is just an abundance of opportunity. And
I agree.
I'm onboarding people in and just at a snail's pace sometimes. I have someone that I'm working on right now that's just taking him a while to get his stuff together, but it's going to happen, So, and people are, even people that I've onboarded and they, I've gone right into Pulse. I just do the cores, right? For
at first, right? Let them experiment out of the box, right? But get their foundation built.
Yeah. And they're, what is it now? And I'm like, yeah, it's up, it's up like 50%. And they're like, you're kidding me. I'm like, yeah, it is. And the 50% is big to them, Right. And I'm like, you ain't seen nothing yet. So that's exciting. Can you imagine at this time when you first got into crypto, if you had all your investments placed right now and you're like we do now, can you imagine what it'd be like? I mean, it's ridiculous.
You know how much more liquidity I would have because I got wrecked in the bear market, man. I would have so much more liquidity going in right now. Holy crap. Starting from here at the beginning of altcoin season, the beginning of the bull run, right before Donald Trump takes office, right before Gary Gensler is gone, before Richard Hart starts streaming again. Oh my God, bro. This is the time.
I mean, wow. Would that be cool? Yeah. So
this is a freaking time, dude. I wish I could be getting in right now, starting my bags right now. Holy crap. So people are blessed.
Except then you wouldn't have the knowledge. And if you did without the knowledge.
Where's that?
It's like monkeys with machine guns, isn't it? And so it's good that we've done the time. I think Westcott talks about this, the time pain, that actually we think we haven't benefited by being around, you know, sharing in the community and things, but we've learned. And we know, for instance, to start dollar cost averaging on the first 20x or so, we start taking a little, maybe, you know, not financial advice. But I think January is going to be wild for us, guys. I think January is going to be face melting for Hex and Pulse Chain, because not only have we got Gensler leaving with his cardboard box, but I think we've also got things like Binance lining up to just list as the day he goes, sort of thing. Because if you were the Binance in-house lawyers, you'd be saying, yeah, okay, but let's wait till Gensler's gone, because I'm not pressing any buttons until, let's not make any announcements just yet and poke the tiger on his way out, you know. But I think we're going to get a listing. You talk about this a lot, Corey. You talk about the listing a lot on your channel. Talk to us about that. I think that's amazing.
I mean, I think it's very powerful because now it gets us the closest to retail. That's what we want. We want push button easy to retail. Now, people are like, oh, it's not true DeFi. Well, look, once they come in and they buy a little bit of Hex or Pulse and it goes up a 3, 4, 10x, they're going to be like, oh, whoa, what is this? Like, maybe I should look deeper in this Hex thing or Pulse thing. They'll go down the rabbit hole and they'll end up in DeFi. So it's just good. It's good marketing. It's good marketing. It's good onboarding. And then we can convert those folks, those retail folks, into DeFi as prices going up and they're getting engaged with the community. They're watching streamers like you. They're like, holy crap, I got to learn more about how to handle my own keys, how to take control of my own assets, but they have to start somewhere. They need a taste somewhere. So let them go to Coinbase, let them go to Kraken, let them go to Binance. Holy crap, Binance, the biggest exchange in the world, and get some exposure there first. Push button easy, man.
Totally agree. Then educate them. And it's a process. I think it's going to go incredibly well. It's fantastic. I
do too, man. And I truly believe that this time around, RH is trying to make some strategic alignments. Like, obviously, he was. If you watched my show yesterday, we brought that tweet up from Richard Hart talking about how do I visit CZ in prison? I'm gonna help write a amicus brief for CZ. Like, this stuff is effing cool, and if all that stuff happened in the background and we don't know anything about it, man, this is one of the rocket engines on the ship that nobody saw coming, that we're going to get blindsided with, that will help send us to the freaking stratosphere. I really do. Like, that's huge. CZ's massive. I mean, Binance makes $24 billion a year.
Wow. Let's just catch 1% of that, and then we are golden.
They make 1%. That. Yeah, 1%. It's wild, man. How much
piece
money
of the action.
Crazy. And we haven't even mentioned. So there's those two things: Gensler out. We've got Ethereum pumping and the leverage effect. We've got the listing possibility, but also, for me, it's entirely sensible that Richard hasn't been streaming during this period. But it would be really weird if he doesn't stream in January. For me, I think it'd be really weird. I can think of lots of reasons why people would think that was very strange. So I'm pretty sure he's going to stream in January. And I mean, we don't need him to stream.
I've heard you say that.
We don't need him to stream, but I just look. It's like the pianist who likes to play the piano. I just can't. He's got the piano back. I just can't see why he's not going to play a tune. You know, I think he's going to play a tune for us guys. That's my prophecy. My Somi prophecy is Richard is going to stream in January.
I love it.
Well,
you don't think we'll get the normal Christmas video? He loves.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah, he used to love Christmas streaming. I remember he would do like 8-9 hours on Christmas Day. It was wild. And then last time we saw the video, which that makes sense. You don't think we'll get one of those?
I'm actually less sure. I know a lot of people think we will, but if he's minded to stream in January, and as I say, I'm pretty sure he will, then why would you bother? Because you've got to do, because technically the SEC is still firing bullets. They're still firing cannons at crypto. Why is he going to reveal his address? Why is he going to do a live stream? Why is he going to risk them causing him trouble in the last few days of their tenure? I think he's just going to think, I can't be bothered with all that, checking with the lawyers. I think I'm just going to wait till the 20th of Jan, and I'm going to announce that I'm getting listed with CZ. We're all going to the moon. Look, we're going to the moon anyway because Ethereum's pumping. We're just waiting for Ethereum to break out, but the ETFs just can't buy enough of it now. The ETFs are buying Ethereum like it's Bitcoin. They're buying Ethereum like it's Bitcoin, guys. $300, $400, $500 million.
I saw Donald Trump buying it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, when that, it's only us that know because we're close to it. But when that percolates out, it's such a powerful message.
It is. It's a massive narrative. Donald Trump is buying ETH.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy.
But you know, many people say that we are. I understand that because of the liquidity we paired with ETH on many sides, so we need ETH to pump. But at the same time, I could argue that do we really need ETH to pump? We are an entire different ecosystem. We have our own things going on, you know. So we're not really connected to ETH that much. That please ETH go up, and then we might follow you and we go. You know what I mean? It's like we have so many of these. Creators who does things. So that's that's the first thing I would like to say tonight to everyone who's listening. The second thing is that, you know, a lot of people misunderstood what Richard was saying when he said the market has chosen and p-hex is the preferred hex. He never said that e-hex is shit. He never said that, you know, like, oh, I just gotta push this child under the train and, you know, that's it, forget about, you know. He just said, for me, it was like an observation. For me, looks like in this current moment, the market has chosen p-hex. But look at it before, with anything on Earth, that things can change in a jiffy. And then suddenly, you know, let's say the ETH gas price will be sorted later on down the line. It has the marketing already because it's been working flawlessly so many years. People know about it. People know how to get to it. So I don't think that we should write off e-hex on long term.
Oh,
and
no.
Richard is always about long-term longevity. You know, like what kind of guy would you be if you would, you know, destroy e-hex, as many people say, completely, and then, you know, like they would ask like, oh, but what happened to your first project? It's like a businessman. It's a reputation, you know, like you don't destroy your reputation by destroying your first business. If it doesn't work out, like my first business didn't work out, it's fair enough. You admit it, but you wouldn't destroy it deliberately, you know, on purpose.
I agree with all that. And I also think, don't you, that the fact that he's been tweeting positively about e-hex, I think in his mind he'll have played out, am I likely to need to do another the market has chosen message? And he's obviously decided he hasn't. So I think it's very powerful because he's obviously considered. And going to your point, I don't think he's going to chop and change. I don't think next week he's going to be saying that p-hex is better or the market has chosen. I think you're totally right. I think that he's promoting both hexes now. And as Johnny Chaos says, e-hex is much nearer to the entrance door. So people are going to tsunami into this market. They're going to just be buying hex on Ethereum. A lot of them, to be honest, a lot of them aren't going to know. Like people used to buy Bitcoin Cash thinking it was Bitcoin because they had a website. I think a lot of people will just think they're buying hex, the hex. I mean, even Ranuna thinks the hex on Ethereum is the hex.
I know.
He doesn't know. What chance have we got with retail?
Exactly. And we need that once again, kind of like why we need listings on like a Binance. It's just like it's closest to the push button easy for retail because retail knows, oh, I can get on the Ethereum. Like that's their first DeFi experience, right? Usually, not on Solana too. I get it. Solana's like the new thing, but like Ethereum's not going anywhere. And what's there? e-hex.
Yeah,
push
man.
button
I
easy.
also agree with the other comment about we don't need Ethereum to go to like $20,000 or something. I just think that like a lot more confidence will come into our ecosystem when the PLS and PLSX get up to those 301 numbers.
Oh, it will, man.
PLS, when Ethereum gets to 5K, I think everyone will feel a lot better about it. And we know it doesn't take much. Mm-hmm. And I think that Ethereum is much more likely to go to 20, 25K in this cycle because of the ETF. But I do because of the ETF, because right now there's a lot on Coinbase and things, but quite quickly people are going to go, well, if BlackRock's buying $300 million worth of Ethereum a day, I need to hold on to my Ethereum for a bit. And I think that but I agree, we don't need it to go to those numbers. I think 5K, 7K, it's enough. We'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Yep. What were you going to say, Frank?
Going back to the whole E-hex, P-hex narrative, die, P-die narrative. I've had this thing, like, do two parallel lines converge? No. So what I say is accept each narrative, what people believe about E-hex and P-hex, and what they believe about P-die becoming a stable coin. Keep that, honor their perspective, because in the long run, we all win. And what happens is when you get in the E-hex versus P-hex,
it's just
P-die versus be a stable coin, it's called polarized hatred. From a spiritual standpoint, it's polarized hatred. So watch yourselves. When you get in the conversation, like you're right about this or they're right about that, it only plummets the level of your the negativity. So you don't want to go to hatred. You want to honor their position and come away from that conversation feeling good.
And have a conversation like an adult, get and listen to both sides, both perspectives, without name calling and getting on Twitter and MFing people and talking all this, like being keyboard warriors, right? It's like, oh, man, you gonna say it to my face? No, you wouldn't.
Yeah,
like,
you don't want it to get to a Twitter level.
Yeah, that's the problem we have. Yeah,
energy. You want to keep it at a high level energy. Oh wow, because I've heard so many different perspectives from a lot of smart people on both sides of it.
Sure,
like, damn,
sure,
totally. That totally works.
And you come up with your own decision, and it's your bags, it's your money. Like I own E-hex. And I'm not going to go JEET my E-hex today and buy P-hex because someone said this. And I've come up with my own conclusions on the coins, and I'm going to stick to those conclusions. And what you say on Twitter about me and maybe my family even is not going to persuade me to go the other direction. You're like, in fact, if anything, it's going to make me want to. My beliefs got stronger if you got toxic on me. My beliefs are getting stronger now. I know I'm in the right place, and I'm gonna embrace it.
Well, I also like the idea that because you're one of the prominent channels on Hex and Pulse Chain, I also like the idea as a new retailer coming in and wanting to check out things about Hex and Pulse Chain, they go on your channel like today, and they hear us talking about the price potential in Hex on Ethereum. They hear us talking about the potential Binance listing. They hear us talking about the tailwinds when Gensler's gone, yada yada. Then they hear us talking about P-die. And I think that's absolutely fine because, frankly, most of them, they've probably liked what they've heard. They've decided to invest. They may not even hang around for the P-die conversation, but if they do, that's something they can get involved in if they choose to. But I think that as big investors are coming in watching, and there will be big investors watching this stream right now, you've got to be very mindful of this. They would find it very odd if you're not talking about the core coins at all and just talking about P-die. And there's a couple of very good channels that are currently just talking about P-die. And so if I had $1 million to spend in the RH ecosystem and you guys aren't talking about Hex or Pulse Chain or PLSX, I'm going to think, well, this is weird. What's this about? I'd think it was a weakness. So we need to start by focusing on the core coins, like you say, bring them in. Then as they become more educated, more about the DeFi solutions, more about the yield farming, all that stuff. Absolutely. Then when we get to the end of the bull market and they're like, oh my God, I didn't think I was going to make this much money in Pulse Chain. What am I going to do with it all? My bank manager's going to think I'm a Russian oligarch. I can't tell the accountant. I'm definitely not telling the wife. I know I'm going to have to stake it all, Quattro Cinco. And they will stake it. And that's what happens because the staking is going to get very sexy later.
Oh, it will. Yep. That narrative will be back when we're pumping. Yeah.
Because it's a headache because you don't want to be taking lots of money before you've even talked to the accountant and the tax man. So you think, well, I'm going to stake some of this. Some of it might be millions. Will be millions. It will be millions.
It will be for some
and we never know, maybe someone, we never know, maybe someone's going to come up with the idea, like the liquid loans guys, which never been delivered fully, or let's say, I don't know what to say about that project, but let's say if someone comes up with, someone's going to build on top of Hex in a different way, and then you can use it as a collateral, and
they're doing that
already. Get a loan.
I had a show 2 weeks ago on a protocol called Actuator. An Actuator is just another project that was built on top of Hex. By the way, guys, hashtag build on Hex. I hate this hashtag build on Titan X. Hashtag build on Hex. Come on. Can we get that viral? Jeez. Like build on Hex, man. Burn Hex if you want to burn Hex. Do whatever you want with it. But actuator, they built a beautiful protocol on top where it's a bond mechanism system, right? So you could take your HSIs that you currently have already that Alex created. You could put them inside the actuator. You could take some of that collateral out against the stake. If you don't pay it back, yes, there's risk. You know, can you liquidate it? Be responsible when you're using this stuff. But the HTT token is doing a really good job, at least at this point. We'll see what happens in the bull and all that, but it's doing a great job following the price of Hex, staying pegged. They're thickening the liquidity there to make sure they can handle the volume when it starts to ramp up. But man, stuff like that is freaking awesome, bro. Like we want that. Everyone build on Hex, man. That is amazing. Alex is launching his V2 contract soon. I have no idea what that's going to look like. I like Icosa and Hedron. I have bags of it, right? Like, of course I like it. I'm biased. And I think it's going to do well, man, because Alex is no dummy. That dude is no dummy, bro.
No, he's a very smart guy. And the price action is also showed that, you know, even yesterday, Icosa went up like 20%, 25% in one night, you know, so then people are showing more and more interest towards it. And it's all about availability. The same with Hex, you know, like that doesn't matter what it is today. If later on down the line, it's going to be less available Hex, but the demand is going to be higher, then we're just going to go up. It's very simple.
Yeah, it's a slingshot, isn't it? And it's as Tommy calls it, and it's a slingshot. There'll be a lot of people that will just want to buy Hex and keep it simple. And maybe they'll be liquid, and that's fine too. People that are liquid, it benefits people at stake. So, but then if you are aware of the added values of things like Icosa, then you're going to get that slingshot that Tommy talks about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and thinking about slingshot, and I'm going somewhere with this. So, what's the fastest you've ever gone on land? Crypto 7,
about 210.
Same here.
Wow.
In my C8, in my 2023 C8, when I was driving to Vegas, there was a big open road, and I pushed the throttle down, man, and I got up to about 205. It was right over 200, and then my heart started I was like, okay, I'm gonna slow down. It's scary. It's scary to go that fast.
Well, and that's the whole slingshot thing, where the market's going to speed up that fast. Like for a lot of people, and it's how do you react? How do you what do you do when you're doing 205? You know, and that's the top of the bull market. So keep that in mind. I mean, you can already tell the velocity is picking up. The velocity not only of YouTubers coming out, the velocity of the money coming in. I mean, it's really exciting right now. So just get ready for warp speed.
Yeah, I might steal that metaphor. I like that metaphor. And when you're going 205 miles an hour, there's very little time to react, isn't there?
Yeah. There's no time to react.
No time.
That's what's scary about going that fast. You're like, one wrong move right here, I hit a freaking animal, right? Like I'm dead. It's gonna flip the car. It's gonna go flying. It's scary.
And if you think you're dead, if you take time to think you're dead, I like it. It's a great metaphor.
You know, the other thing too is I was going through the Bitcoin chart and the Ethereum chart. It's been a couple of weeks ago, but the window of the top is very small. It's like 2 to 4 weeks. So, you know, you really have, I think you have within about a 2 to 3 month window to take profits 80% from the top. I think
that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't need the perfect top, right? Like I built my bags in a way where I don't need the perfect top. I didn't buy the perfect bottom, although I did buy the perfect bottom on Hex. This recent, I caught it at 0.0035. That's my claim to fame right now, and I went heavy there too.
Yeah, I remember, man. You were putting bullets in. You were letting people know on your channel.
I always let them know. It's my money. I just let them know what I do with it. They can make their own decisions financially, right? But man, and that's how Hex grew to be my #1 position in my portfolio. Because then after that, Hex freaking pumped. It did like a 7x. It was crazy. And I'm like, before that 7, Pulse was my biggest position, and I love Pulse. But then Hex surpassed it. It freaking shot to the moon, and now it's my economic-wise, dollar-wise, it's my biggest position, and I'm not going to swap out of it. I'm not going to ratio trade it. F that. I'm not going to fumble my bags. I'm going to let them sit and just cook. If Hex wants to be the leader of the show, screw it. Let it be the leader of the show.
I also think because people that were buying right at the bottom, we're still much nearer to the bottom than the top.
We are.
There's an opportunity to maybe take a bit of profit in March on the RH coins, a little bit of profit off the table, because the way you described the end of the bull market is exactly right. But it's also true that there's going to be a couple of fearsome corrections between now and then that a lot of people are going to say is the end of the bull market. And they might even be right. I think there'll be one around the summer and probably one at the end of Q1. And we're talking up to 30% down for Bitcoin, which could be 40, 50, 60% down in your altcoins. So that's why you watch channels like DeFi, Crypto Alliance, and you guys. I think you do a great job. I really enjoy the conversation every Friday. I always tune in to listen to you guys talk.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I have one question for you, Seven, and I would love it because you have a lot of experience in the market. You've been in crypto for a while. I hear the narrative going around. It was mainly Rand. He's saying, because you just kind of touched on it, he's saying the top of the bull market is looking like it's going to be in May and April. That feels early to me. Is that not right? Am I wrong there? Because if I'm wrong, that's great. I want to know. But he's preaching that narrative already. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I saw this coming a long way away. I mean, Rand was talking about 6 months ago about how they were going to shut the channel down in the end of the bull market in October. That would be it, sort of thing. And so they're sort of preparing themselves for the possibility. And Somi said this perfectly. He said that Rand's got at least $100 million in crypto already.
Yep.
So this sort of goes to the correction thing. For Rand, it makes no sense at all to risk the biscuit and not to have pulled out probably most of his crypto around that April, May, June point. Because for him, he's going to be a billionaire at that point. And you don't risk, when you're a billionaire, you don't want to risk being a millionaire again. And so it's a little bit different. But also, your point that the bull market is going to see big gains, sort of maybe a 3 or 4x in the last 3 to 6 weeks. So you don't want to miss that either, particularly if you're a smaller player like me. You don't want to miss that at all completely. But I think that it is this issue that the big channels have got so much money that they just don't want to risk it, and they don't want to go through that big retrace, worrying whether or not. And I think the only answer is to take. I'd suggest taking at least a third off the table around about that sort of point, just in case something happens as a black swan, or and we don't go up any further, and we do cut it short. But I don't think we will. I think it's every bit as likely that we'll carry on. I think Access Alive talks about this, that we may not top until Q1 2026.
Yeah.
And if everyone's saying that we're going to finish early, then you can bet we're not going to finish early. So.
Facts.
But he plays with people terribly. I really don't like the guy. He plays with his followers awfully.
He does. I feel like a lot of manipulation goes on with that channel, and what his beliefs are. Now, I do like. The reason why I watch him is because he does a good job of covering like the macro news in the crypto space. Like he'll always have something like, "Oh, I didn't know that." Oh, okay. And so you can kind of get your news fill there, but you got to be careful on the stuff that they're shilling and the stuff they're talking about and the narratives they're spinning.
Wait, whose channel was that? I missed that.
Crypto Banter.
Oh yeah.
Crypto Banter.
Yeah.
He's got fantastic instinct. You just got to be increasingly suspicious of what he says, and I would be incredibly suspicious about when he says the top's in.
When we were in Miami last year, God, it's already been 2 years, almost 2 years ago. I went to the Crypto Banter party.
Oh,
that was the coolest party. It's right down in Miami Beach. There's this beat up old 1920s Art Deco, or what do you call it? Yeah, Art Deco place, and it looked closed. And you open it up, and the place was packed with people. There were women dancing in the niches on the wall, dressed in gold. It was just like the coolest party I'd ever been to. And we're just and I met him that night, and I'm walking through, and I'm just like, this is crazy. The music was going. It was packed to the hilt. I got a cool hat, which I don't wear, but it's a cool hat.
Yeah.
It was just so much fun. So yeah. Anyway.
And but that's great. No, it's inspirational, isn't it? And that's what we've got to look forward to. And I think that's what we're going to experience. I mean, most of us won't have the kind of money that he has, but we will have more than enough for us. We'll have life-changing games, wife-changing games, whatever you want.
That's how he calls it. Monaco changing games. If you want to move to Monaco, if you're out there in the UK, that could be a great spot, man. I would love to visit Monaco. I've never been there. I don't think I want to live there, but I would love to visit, hang out, and see what it's like. There's a lot of wealthy people who live there. There's a lot of money in Monaco. It's insane.
Yeah. But,
apparently more and more UK millionaires and billionaires
going out to Monaco. There's no freaking taxes, man. I mean, it's like money flows where it's treated best. It's everywhere in life.
And America might be going tax-free if the crypto was founded in America. Is that right?
It could. That's what he's talking about. Like I live in Puerto Rico because I'm out here because we don't pay taxes on crypto, obviously. But like if that happens, I might just go back. I'm from Arizona. I'll be going back there tomorrow. I'm excited for the holidays. But like I might move back to Arizona if Trump really does what he says he's going to do, and he does where there's no taxes on crypto, there's 15% on business. Like I can write that off with real estate. I know how to get rid of that. Like I'll probably just move back to AZ.
This could work well because didn't Gary Gensler insist that Hex was founded in New York or something? So
that's what
it's American,
right? It's an American company now, right? Okay, cool, man. Let's make it tax free.
But the ones that can pull that off, I think you need ISO standards and things as well, the banking stuff. But the ones that can do it, you can see they'll pump because you might be thinking, I'll transfer all my money into Algorand. Then I'll claim that I held Algorand for the last 2 years, and I'll go and live in Muscle Beach, Santa Monica, and I'll cash the whole lot out. Fantastic. And I'll say it was American. I was American. I was in the American cryptos all along.
That's it, man. That's it. Paul Sachs says ICOSA is an American crypto. Why is that? Paul Sachs says Alex lives here in America.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good point, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Well, cool, guys. Well, we've been running about an hour and 10 minutes now. I'm going to hop off here in a little bit. Going to go grab a lunch, and I got to start packing, man.
If you're watching on the Twitterverse, please come over to YouTube. Please take a moment because it pumps your bag. Come over, subscribe to these guys. Make sure to deploy all the buttons. I've really appreciated coming on this show. Loudest megaphone in Pulse Chain. Let's go, guys. We're all going to get it.
Go Pulse Chain. Thank you, Seven. I appreciate the kind words. And guys, if you're not subscribed to Seven, you are missing out on a lot of alpha. I love watching the show. I usually catch them when I'm in the gym. So it gets me pumped. Bro, by the way, your show probably has the best intro song. I don't know who wrote that song for you. Let me get my camera to clear up. But that intro song, man, like when I'm in the gym, dude, it pumps me so hard. Like, I don't know why. It gets the adrenaline going. And man, I love that intro song. So whoever wrote that for you, or if you did it, man, they hit the nail on the head.
Shout out to Who's Margaret? They did that, and also the Westcott Wild SJ tune that gets me pumped as well.
Yeah. I know that tune. Yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, guys, follow Seven. He's awesome. He's also got 7G launching. I'm excited for that. Hopefully next week, man. I think it's gonna be one of the best influencer coins in Pulse Chain, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, guys, any last parting words? Frank, are you good? Norbert?
Yeah, just glad to be here. Thanks, guys.
Glad to be here. The community makes the code, or makes the asset, not the code. So
thanks, Frank, and thanks, Norbert. Have you done your workout today, Norbert?
Not yet. I'm just gonna have some food and then I gonna go.
Let's go. Come on, get it in, man. I got mine in this morning. It feels good, man. When you're done with
guys.
So cool, guys. Have a good one. Peace. Love you all.
Take care, guys. All the best, everyone.